Today we're going to talk about the skill check for Excel. In doing so, we will be building our daily expense log. Whenever you have a program that is not open, you start by clicking on the Start button, or it could be an Office button. Navigate to All Programs. Under All Program, you will find Office, Microsoft Office. We are working in 2010. The latest version out is 2013. We will click on Office 2010 and navigate down to Microsoft Office Excel. We initially have a book open. It shows book 1. When the second book open up, it will default to book 2 because we already had one open. So we'll close this window. The first thing I'd like for you to do is to merge your cells together. You remember that you have column A, B, and C, and D, which makes up your columns, and the rows are made up with numbers, and the intersection between the column and the rows are called cells. You click and hold your mouse down in cell A and drag it over to D. To find merge cell, you will go to your alignment and you will select on the alignment, and you have number tab, alignment tab, font tab. We want to be under alignment and we're looking for merge cell. We have a couple ways that we can go and find merge cell, but we're going to go through our format cells by going to alignment. When we merge cell, and you notice you have one continuous cell. You can also merge cells by going to your cells group, and under cells you'll see format cells, and again it opens up the same dialog box, and you notice our merge cell is clicked. Once we merge our cells, we want to create a height of 45 pixels. So we're going to drag the height down and the number shows up for us, and we're going to drag it down to 45. And now we're going to stretch over our height to 67. So we're at 10, 40, 50, 60. Let's just make it at 60. Okay. This is our first row, and this is where we'll put our title name. Now you notice how this cell makes its text look unproportioned, so we're going to increase the font size. We can use the increase font, or we can go to the font. And when we go to the fonts, when you scroll your mouse over it, you get to see what font size looks proportionate. We're going to stick with number 20. And notice that when I click in here, it shows you your font size is 20. We're going to go next to cell A2. And inside of A2, we're going to type in the word week beginning. And we're going to hit enter. Actually, we're going to merge the cells. We're going to merge it to column C. Remember, you go to alignment, merge cells, and then we're going to merge column D and E. Again, alignment, merge cells. We want to split these cells in half. So this is ending week. I'm making another shift. In Excel, you have to use your Alt key and hit Enter, and then it will take it down. And we will see that you aren't able to see that yet because our rows are not high enough. So again, we want to increase our cells. Let's say we'll increase these to 30. Oops. Okay. So we have our week beginning and our week ending. Next, we want to merge two cells together, and that's going to be Sunday, and we're going to autofill. So first we want to merge our cells, and we're just going to put in the day of the week because we want to be able to autofill. By autofilling, you select the small square, if you look closely, and my crosshair will turn black, and when I drag it down, you can see what is going to be put inside that cell. And I'm going all the way to Saturday, and that's autofilling. Now we want to change the height. If we leave the cells selected, we're going to make these 40. We'll make them 40.5. You can be certain that you're only selecting just those cells. 40.5, 40.5. And now you notice here how we are able to increase our cells by selecting under your row and dragging it down to the desired size that we want to use. And we're almost to the end. And our last one is 40.5. Now we've stretched out our fields for our dates. And next we're going to merge the cells next to it. And again, we want to go to align and merge. We can use Control Y when you click into the cells and highlight the two, and Control Y is repeating the action you just completed. So we're merging by selecting Control Y. Our expense sheet should look something like this. we're moving over our column C because we want a little more space between those two. I need to unwrap cells, and the reason why I'm unwrapping them is because it extended beyond my cell D, so now I have it the way I need it. And inside of our column C, starts with C to D, we want to add our word expense, colon. And the other thing that we want to look at, you notice how this is down below? We want to align our text to be on top. So text alignment, we want to align it to be on top. You can do it horizontally, but we want top. We want it vertically. So we want to align it to the top and OK. So now when we autofill this all the way down, you see expense being dragged all the way down. Everything will be to the top. And we highlight our fields for our dates, and we want to align those to the top. Okay, so briefly to cover what we've done in this video is that we learned how to merge cells, we learned how to change the heights and the width, we've learned how to autofill, and now we're going to learn how to fill in our data. To fill in our data, we will use our formula bar. So you will select your formula bar and you will put in the expense that you spent. So we say, for an example, we bought a raw apple and that was 75 cents. And we're not going to get into any formatting. Okay, and then comma. And say you bought a cup of coffee. And your coffee was $3.75. So in our next video, we will learn how to add our text, our numbers. And for this sake, we're just learning how to work inside of Excel. And lastly, what I want to show you is how to add borders to your document. Now, although we just have Sunday, Monday, Tuesday through Saturday, we did not add our date. And remember, you hold down Alt, Enter, and then you add the additional text that you want, and it shows up. So we're going to go down, Alt, Enter, Date, so that we can track the actual date that we are spending our money. Alt, Enter, back to the formula bar, Alt, Enter, and again back to the formula bar to type, Alt, Enter, for your text to appear on the line below, Alt, Enter, and for the last one, Alt, Enter, we're going to add our borders by highlighting from the bottom up. And now we're going to go where it says borders. You'll find that under font, your borders. And we want our borders to be all around, so we want all borders. We select all borders. Now we see what our expense report looks like with our borders. But lastly, we want to do a print preview. So we look and we go to print, and we go to a print preview, which pops up, and look what happens. We're not using up most of our document. So how do we fix that? We fix that by selecting a print range. So we want to do a print selection, and we haven't selected a print selection. We go to page layout, and this gives us a print area. We still have our border highlight, so we go back and we make sure we have our border highlighted, and we want to tell it to do set print area. And now that we set print area, we want to extend all of our rows, because we notice we have a lot more space, and I'm taking it down to 65, or I'm taking it up to 65 in case you're wondering. And now we do a print previews, and we can see how much space we have available. Last row, and you notice it's important that you leave it highlighted as you make these adjustments, because you want it to stay within your print boundaries. And when you are outside of your print boundaries, you will get a little line that will show you that you have a page break. Now again, we go back to our print. We go to see a print selection. And now we've increased our print area, and we're ready to print our expense sheet. And now we just print. And that's how you create your first expense sheet using Excel.